Hi there, I'm Jessica Drossin, and today I'm going to walk you through my new product, JD Watercolor-Inspired. These are actions and textures inspired by watercolor paintings. This is not one of those programs that seeks to create a digital version of a watercolor. Rather, I'm just inspired by watercolor paintings. I want to simulate some of that softness, some of that beauty here, but still have it look like a photograph. So first, let me kind of explain what's inside of this product. You will notice that this product has 6 separate downloads. There are 5 different watercolor combinations folders, as well as the JD Watercolor Actions and Textures folder. This was done so that the downloads would be a little smaller on your system. Now let's go into the Watercolor Actions and Textures folder. That's the main product. We're going to click on Actions, and all you need to do is double click on these actions and they will instantly load into your Actions palette. Now if you go in here, I have separated all 3 of these folders out to the textures, the paper, and also details. Now they're all similar in what they do, but the way that they are layered and stacked allows for more of a watercolor softening effect. So just to demonstrate this, I've made 5 different combination actions. So for example, let's open the complete action number 1. And you're going to see everything's set up for you, and you can change this and customize it as you like, but you're going to grab an image. Now I'm going to start with this horizontal image just because the default for the complete layers are all horizontal. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it and paste it in. You can paste it directly into this empty layer, or you can paste it below the layer. You want it to be underneath all of those texture layers and the saturation layer. So I'm going to show you another example. This time let's pull up another one of the complete layers. We'll grab combination 2. And I'm just opening it. It's a PSD file. And here it is. And again, we have that empty layer. We're going to fill in it or underneath that layer. This time I'm going to use a different method for getting this photo in. I'm going to drag it and drop it below this layer. So grabbing my layer and dragging it in. If you drag and drop, this empty layer essentially becomes useless. You can throw it away or just turn off the eyeball. It doesn't really matter. That's just a marker for you to show you where you need to have your image file placed. Now you can go into these individual layers and you can customize them just like you would any other texture file. You can change the blending mode, you can change the opacity, you can go in and paint into the mask using a soft black brush and eliminate areas that you don't want to have, perhaps texture over skin tones, etc. Now your ability to customize these textures doesn't stop there. I want to now show you the bonus texture integration actions, and we're going to go over here and make sure that you have a texture selected, and we're going to blur that texture, for example, overall. This will eliminate some of those textures. There's still 2 textures above it that are going to be giving some of that watercolor effect, but if there's too much, you can blur it. Or you can go here and you can selectively blur. This is going to tell me that I need to select my lasso tool and a soft feathered lasso. I'm going to pick a feather of about 100 pixels, go around my figure here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and push play once I've done that again, and it's going to go through and it's going to soften areas of texture only where I want it. Now let's go in here and change the color on some of these. We can again make sure that we have the layer itself selected that we want to adjust, and this is going to create a clipping mask that's only going to affect the texture layers themselves. So you can make these warmer, you can make them cooler, you can make them darker or lighter. There's a whole variety of different tools here that's going to allow you to customize these textures. Now I've placed them in a little folder here just to keep the textures separate. Let me also show you the actions. These are watercolor inspired actions. They're all very soft, very subtle, and very much integrated so that they give a unified feel to your imagery. So what I recommend doing is going to the Audition All and hit the play button, and that's immediately going to come up with all the different tones. So we'll just go through them one by one. Here's aquamarine, chamomile, clover, coral, lavender, sage gray, tawny gold, and warm gray. You can play with each of these layers' opacities. You can go into the folder themselves and turn things on and off or play with the opacities within the folder. You can even combine different tones. Now the last thing I want to show you is how you would change this up for a vertically oriented image. So let's go back into our main folder and we're going to select, let's say, combination number 5 this time. We'll open it up and it's going to open in the default horizontal. So we need to change this. What I want you to do is go to your bonus actions and you're going to hit rotate. We're going to rotate that entire texture image, and now we're going to go back and copy and paste our vertical image there below all of these layers. And again, this is just a different example. There are 5 different examples of what you can do with these different watercolor-inspired textures and how you can layer them, and you're free to make your own. These are, again, just 5 examples, and you can keep them or make your own, do whatever you like to do. I'm just going to paint into a few of these using a soft black brush, lowering a little bit of that detail. Now again, just to demonstrate some of these bonus actions, let's select this first layer down here, the watercolor texture number 4, and we're going to just darken that texture so you see how it makes everything darker, but it stays in that clipping layer so it doesn't affect anything else other than the layer. We're going to change the tones. We're just playing around here. I don't know how this edit's going to turn out, but I just want to make sure that you understand how to use these actions. Alright, so I'm going to shut this folder. There's all the watercolor details number 5 plus our adjustments that we've made. Now let's say you want to make an overall adjustment to all of these textures at once. You would just go in with a soft black brush and you would paint right into the mask itself. So using black, I'm painting into that white mask for the entire watercolor detail area, all of those textures that we have created. So let's finish these off with the vintage watercolor tints, and I'm again going to hit audition, and we're just going to scroll through turning on these layers to see which ones we like, or maybe make combinations. And I'm loving the lavender one, but I want to check out the other ones, so I just keep going down the layer list. And let's say I like the background but not how the tone looks over the face. I'm just going to erase it out and now use it in combination with another one of these tints. So we're just kind of painting in and customizing it in any way that you want to. So this was our before and now our after. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.